So expectation of a random variable, as you must have written down from the slide, it is nothing but the mean value of the distribution function. The mean of your x is nothing but its expectation. As I have told you, x and p of x can also be treated like a data. So a data will have its mean. Similarly, the random variables will also have its mean. But in the case of random variables will take those values which actually not have occurred yet, but it may occur in the future. Okay, so what can you say about the average of random variable is that it is the expected value that you may get. That's why the term expectation, nothing else, nothing different. Just change the word mean into expectation, because now your data is not exact over here. The data is going to happen in the future. So you may expect some particular value will be the average value of your random variable. So that is why expectation. Now we have seen one thing. We have calculated mean and the formula was sum of, or I can write like this, summation of xi divided by total number of points. Or if I say that particular xi is having frequency fi, then this will be the formula. Okay. Now expectation, see, using this only I'll write the formula of expectation. Okay. Now in expectation, we don't have the thing which is known as frequency. What do we have here is probabilities. Okay. So can I say that this summation fi, which is the total sum of frequency, is nothing but your sample space? Yes or no? Summation fi, which is in the case of your data points or in statistics, will be the similar thing in here, but it will be corresponding to the sample space. So total number of data points is nothing but your total number of points in sample space. Okay. And for that particular xi, what is its frequency is nothing but its favorable cases. So again, if I write the formula like this, then you must be easily understanding this, that these two things are actually the same, only the terms have changed, because this is a thing which has not occurred yet but is going to occur, and this has already occurred, so that's why there is a term which is known as frequency. Now in this case there is no frequency, but total frequency can be represented as a total sample space, and your frequency corresponding to a particular value of x can be considered as its frequency, which is here its favorable case. So whenever you will divide favorable case with your total number of cases, you will get the respective probability. So that is why this formula is there. Again, physically they are the same thing, that is x bar, that is mean. Representation is like this, E of x. Okay, but again, this is the definition when x is your discrete random variable. When x is your discrete random variable, then only you can perform this summation. But as soon as your random variable converts into continuous one, then you can't perform this operation. But what you can do is integration. Okay, so see over here, there was xi here. Summation, in place of summation you got integration. In place of xi you will get your x. In place of this probability, we have seen we have the function x. So this will mean the same thing for the case of continuous random variable. Understood? Write this down. This is the formula from which you can calculate the expectation. Physically, again, it is the same formula as the previous one, just the notation has been changed. Considered that x is varying from some negative infinity to positive infinity. If it's not so, that if it's varying from x1 to x2 also, then also this integration for the rest of the part will become 0, because function itself will be 0. So I have generalized this thing that let's say it is varying from minus infinity to infinity, then this will be the limits. Okay, if the limits are something else, then what will you say? That up to x minus infinity to x1, the function is 0, so 0's integration will be 0, and beyond x2 to infinity, the function's integration will be 0, so 0. So then the limit will change to x1 to x2. Probability actually took care of that denominator, that in the probability term only, you will get the probability is nothing but the favorable case by total cases. So total cases was your denominator here. While writing in terms of probability, that term is included over here itself. Okay, so no need of writing it again. So the question is, each of the 9 words in the sentence, and the sentence is given to you as, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Do you know what is the importance of this statement? CS guys must be knowing it. What is some specialty about this statement? Why this statement has been chosen for this question? Statement which involves all the 26 alphabets in your English language. Okay, this is a statement where you can find A to Z every letter. That is why this statement is having some importance. So whenever you are going for any typing classes, if you have got to any typing classes, then always they will give you this statement to type, so that you get habit where all the letters are situated, because it covers all the letters in your series. Okay. So now this statement is there, and on separate piece of paper each of the word of this statement is written and put it in a box. Okay, now what is the expected length of the word drawn is required. So first of all, by seeing the word expected, you must be able to see that you need to find out its expectation. But what will be your x here? What will be x? What you should define your x to be? We want to find the expected length, but x should be defined as which quantity? So expected length is denoting what? Length is denoted by the number of letters in a particular word. So if you want to see what will be the expected length, basically you want to find out the expectation of number of letters in that word. So what will I define x as? Number of letters in a word. This will be my x. Yes? Okay. So let's see what is happening. Let's see, for finding out this expectation, we have seen that this formula is px equal to xi into xi. Now let's see let's draw the distribution. What will be this one? So x value. Will x value ever be 0? Will x value ever be 0? So no, because 0 letter word is not present in this sentence. Similarly, x can never be 1 also. X can never be 2 also, because there is no word which is having 2 letters. So x will take its value starting from 3. Again, x can take its value 4, x can take its value 5, but x can never take the value as 6, because there is no word with 6 letters in this sentence. Okay. Now, what is the probability of x equal to 3? Probability of x equal to 3. What will be this value? Yes, around 4. But why are you answering in this way? This is a GATE question, and it has been written that the answer should be rounded to 1 decimal place. You can't answer like So for x equal to 3, what will be the probability? So that x equal to 3 denotes what kind of thing? It denotes that what is the probability that you get a 3-letter word. Yes or no? Probability of x equal to 3 means what? What is the probability that you get a 3-letter word? So if you see in this statement total words are 9. So sample space is 9. And if you see carefully, then there are total 4 words with 3 letters in them. Total 4 words and 3 letters in them. So 4 favorable cases, the probability of x equal to 3 will be 4 by 9. Okay. Yes. Similarly, if you calculate for x equal to 4, it means that what is the probability that you get a word with 4 letters. So 4 letters, if you look over, these are the 2 words with 4 letters, so 2 by 9. And definitely for x equal to 5 case, the probability should be 3 by 9, because the sum of this should be equal to 1. Okay. So this will be the probabilities. Now just use this formula. So first one, x is 3, its corresponding probability 4 by 9. Second, x is 4, its corresponding probability 2 by 9. And this one, 5, corresponding probability 3 by 9. Solve this. 12 by 9 plus 8 by 9 plus 15 by 9, 35 by 9, which we will get 3.9 after rounding off to 1 decimal place. Understood? Anyone is having any doubt in this? You answered it at 3.88, then that answer will not be considered for your evaluation. The answer that will be considered is 3.88, will not be considered, only one digit will be considered. So don't write like this, that if you are asked up to 2 decimal places but you are writing 3-4 decimal places. Don't do that, because then the answer will not be considered as a valid answer. Okay, because this is computerized system. You know that all of the things are actually taken care by computers. So computers do not have any mind like this, that if you have been asked this and if you answer like this, then these are the same things. Okay, so you should answer accordingly only which is mentioned in the question. Okay, so variance, again, like we have seen the formula for variance of a data. Variance of a data was given by summation of fi xi minus x bar whole square divided by total frequency. Okay, using the same formula we will again come to the variance of the random variable x. Again it means the same, that how much your distribution is varying around your central value. So physically again it's the same thing, but the thing is here is that now x is your random variable, not your data which has already occurred. It will be always mentioned to you in the question that please round off. Okay, if it's not mentioned, then the exact value is required, or the answer will be like this 0, 1, 2 or like that. Okay, you are not able to see. Okay, so using the same formula, we will write what will be the variance of a random variable. Now, come to this point, x bar for this data point, we have considered it was the mean. Now, in this case, we have seen that mean is nothing but expectation. So, in place of this x bar, now we will write is expectation. Okay, and then the xi term will remain as it is, square. Okay, now again the same thing. In spite of writing the total frequency and the corresponding frequency in this manner, what we will do, we will just write this as probability of x equal to xi. Because we have seen that this quantity in terms of probability, this can be written like this. Okay. So this is the formula for variance when x is a discrete random variable, and you know when it is not discrete, then this will change into the integration of, now again xi will convert into x, this will be e of x whole square, and this value is nothing but their function fx dx, and this is the case where x is continuous random variable. Okay, so write this down. Next item, properties of expectation and variance of a random variable. So first property is talking about the expectation of a constant. What do you think this value will be? Expectation of a constant. Expectation of a constant, or let me ask this question in a different manner. Let me ask you that if there are 4 data points each having the value of 2, then what will be the mean of all these data? I am saying there are some data points each having a value 2. Then what will be the mean of this data? If you find out the mean of this data, you will say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 divided by 4, which you can say it is 2 common into 4 divided by 4, which is again 2. So that is why expectation of constant, when your all random variables are equal to a, all random variables are equal to a, that is your constant, then in that case the expectation will turn out to be that constant itself, Okay, first property. Second property, e of a times x, e of a times x, what do you think what this will be? Where a is a constant. Or again, let me check that there are these all data points. Now if I ask you what is the mean of this one. Initially this was all your data. Now if the data is this one, then you can see that the whatever mean will be here, it will be 2 times of this here in this case, in the second case. Yes. So again, if your mean of a times x is required, then you can say it is nothing but a times initial mean, that is a times e of x. Yes, very good. Very good. Everybody has replied. Okay. Now third property is e of x plus minus y, means x and y are two random variables. If I have to find out the addition of e of x plus y or the subtraction of e of x plus y, then I can distribute this expectation term like this. So the fourth property, have you seen this kind of property anywhere else? Have we discussed it somewhere else? Similar kind of thing. Are you able to remember where I have discussed this kind of a thing or this kind of a formula? Yes, this was the formula for the multiplication law. P of A intersection B. Using the conditional probability, I derived the multiplication law, and the law was similar to this one. So it is the same formula, similar formula. Instead of probability, now you have expectations. Okay. And tell me, what will be this value? If x and y become independent, then what will be this value? What will be this value if an x and y are independent? Yes, for independent events, are you answering one? For independent events, we have seen that the intersection probability of intersection is PA into PB. So similarly, expectation of xy will be EX into EY using the same formula. Okay. Now variance of a constant. Variance of a constant. What will be this value? Variance of a constant. See, you need not remember these properties. That's why I am asking you only, so that there is no worry about remembering them. So yes, the answer is 0. Variance of A is 0. Remember this formula, V of x. V of x was what? Summation of xi minus e of x whole square into probability of x equal to xi. When each x gets means each x is same, that is A, then you know that expectation is also A. We have seen using this property, E of A is also A. This is A, this is A. This summation will always give you 0 only. So that is why this property fifth, that is variance of A is 0. Okay, again property 6 is variance of AX. What will be this value? What will be this value? Variance of AX, property 6. Again, try to substitute over here that xi is becoming A times xi. Then what will happen to E of x? Yes, obviously it will be A square times B of x. See over here, when your Ex becomes A times x, then expectation is multiplied by A. So this value will get multiplied by A. Similarly, this value is also getting multiplied by A. So this A can be taken out common from this bracket, and there is a square here. So A square can be taken out from all of these terms. So obviously it will become A square times V of x. Yes, very easy to follow, I guess. So A square V of x. Now seventh property. For two random variables, if you want to find out their summations variance or their subtractions variance, both will be added. Variance will always be added. There is no negative sign like here. Why? Because if you want to say, you can say that this is equal to Vx plus V of minus y, if I just talk about the negative sign. Okay. And if you use this property, then this -1 can be taken out common and it will become -1 square, which will again give you plus Vy. Okay. So it is important property. Questions has been asked on this one, that if you add variables or you subtract variables, the variance, respective variance will always be added. No subtraction will be done. Okay. And then lastly, we have a very important formula for variance. Variance is given by E of x square minus E of x whole square. Look at it carefully, very important formula. Variance of x is given by E of x square minus E of x whole square. E of x is nothing but the mean or the expectation. So expectation square, this is the expectation of x square. This is not the expectation of x, it's the expectation of x square. It is known as mean square value. So you can say that variance of x is nothing but mean square value minus mean square. Very important formula relating mean and variance. Attempt the next question after this. And this will be the last question for today's class. So let's read this question out. So a person decides to toss a fair coin repeatedly until he gets a head. So the person is tossing a coin until he gets a head. So it is a similar question that we have done some time back, like 2 hours back maybe. So it is the same question, but in this case, it is mentioned that he will make at most 3 tosses. At most condition means what? That he will go at most 3 tosses means he will not go beyond 3 tosses. He will not make 4 tosses, 5 tosses and so on. He will just make 3 tosses, and if he gets head, okay, but if he doesn't get head, then he will not move ahead. Okay. What is the variance of the number of heads that is required over here? So in this question, you are not focused on what will be your random variable, as it is already given to you that this is nothing but the number of heads. Okay. Now try to solve this. Let's not compare two teachers. Every teacher has different style of teaching, so let's not do that over here. If you find my teaching good, please attend my lectures. If not, then you can attend Santosh sir lectures or anywhere else. Okay. Okay. So first of all, finding out variance means we need y and v needs the respective probability. Then only you can find it out. Now y is defined as the number of heads. First of all, tell me, can y be 0? Can y take the value as 0 or not? This question is a typical question, very typical question. If you are not able to understand this question, then you haven't understood the concept of random variable. So please look over here carefully and let's solve this question together. Okay, tell me, what do you mean by y equal to 0? Or what will be the case, or what will be the outcome if y is 0? If I say that y is 0, then what will be the corresponding outcome? Y 0 means no heads, and the thing given here is that he will make at most 3 tosses, means in 3 tosses he is never getting any head, means the outcome corresponding to is that there are all tails. Okay, there are all tails like this one. So yes, this y equal to 0 is possible. Now tell me, what is the corresponding probability for y equal to 0? What is the probability for y equal to 0? What is the probability for y equal to 0? See, again, listen here. Probability of y equals to 0 implies that you are getting this outcome. That means you are getting 3 tails. Now what is the probability of getting 3 tails? So it is nothing but half into half into half. So this will be nothing but 1 by 2 cube, that is 1 by 8, because y equal to 0 implies you are getting this outcome. And the probability of getting this outcome is 1 by 8, half into half into half. I think everybody got it. Yes. Now for y equal to 0, can you tell me what will be the corresponding outcome when y becomes 0? Oh, sorry, not y equal to 0. For y equal to 1, what will be the corresponding outcome? Can you tell me this thing? The thing, please read out the question once again. In question, it has clearly been mentioned that until he gets a head, Up till that point, he will toss the coin. If you are saying that HTT is one of the outcome, then you are wrong, because as soon as he got first head, then he will not proceed. He will not proceed. He will just stop his experiment right away. Yes or no? So HTT can never be your outcome. What is happening over here? He is making at most 3 tosses, and as soon as he gets ahead, he will stop. Okay. So for y equal to 1, there are actually possible 3 cases. What are possible 3 cases? That on first toss he gets ahead, or in the first toss he gets a tail, but on the second toss he gets ahead, or it may so happen that on the first 2 tosses he gets ahead, but on the third toss he gets ahead. You can see that in all these 3 outcomes which are possible in your experiment, you have the value of your number of heads as 1 only. So these are your favorable outcome or the possible outcomes for your y equal to 1. Okay. Now tell me, what is the probability for y equal to 1? Probability for y equal to 1. What is the probability for y equal to 1? So probability of y equal to 1 implies probability of getting a head, or probability of getting a tail and head, or probability of getting a tail and head. Listen carefully the words or and add. Okay. I am saying either this occurs or this occur or this occur. That means you will have to add these probabilities, because these cannot occur together. If head is occurring, you will not proceed to get tail and head. Yes or no? So either of these 3 will occur. So that means you will add up the respective probabilities. Now what is the probability of head? Probability of head is half. Add this with probability of T and H. So T and H means half into half. And similarly add this with half into half into half, and solve this to get this as 7 by 8. Any doubt up to this point? Now tell me whether y equal to 2 is possible or not. Y equal to 2, is it possible to get y as 2 for this experiment? Yes, definitely it's not possible to get y equal to 2, because that will mean that you are getting 2 heads, but according to our experiment, as soon as we get a particular head, we will not go ahead. So there is no chance of getting 2 times head. Okay, so this is not one of your particular cases. So this is just your table for y and py. Now to find out variance of y, you can use this formula, ey square minus e of y whole square. E of y will be 0 into 1 by 8 plus 1 into 7 by 8, which is 7 by 8. Then e of y square. What is e of y square? E of y means y multiplied with its probability. E of y square will mean y square multiplied with the probability. So y square, first y square is 0 square into respective probability 1 by 8. Then second y square is 1 square into respective probability 7 by 8, which will again come out to be 7 by 8. So that is why Vy will be equal to Ey square 7 by 8 minus Ey whole square, that means 49 by 64. And if you solve this, you will get this as 7 by 64. C option is the correct one. So any doubt in this question, or any doubt in today's class or yesterday's class? Because now we are summing it up. It was a bit tricky, but yes, if you are able to solve this question, then you will get clear with the concepts of variance also, random variable also, and how to calculate the probabilities in AND and OR condition. So all those things you can understand by just one question. So very beautiful question it is. Okay, I hope you are able to understand that. Okay, so the next class will be the last class for this chapter, in which we will start with the distribution functions. So if you have understood all these things up to this point easily, then your distribution part will become more easy for you. Okay, and it is actually a scoring part. If you remember certain fx value, then you will be able to solve each and every question. Okay, so just like 2-3 things you need to remember, and all of the questions will be solved by that. whether a distribution is continuous or discrete. How to know it? So see that this is a random variable which is taking discrete values, that means some particular values, not the values like 0.5 or 0.54 or 0.49, no values like those. Okay, so that's why this value is this random variable is a discrete random variable. While in the last case, like in this question you can see your for particular range with from 0 to 1, for x belonging to 0 to 1, the probability is varying according to a function. So that is why for a particular range you can see that for, if you substitute x equal to 0.1, you will get fx as something different. For 0.111 you will get something different. For 0.2 you will get something different. So again, for every particular x value you are getting some fx value which is different from the previous one. That's why it's known as the continuous random variable. This is how you can check it. So formula for v of x, okay, I'll write down here, v of x was summation fi xi minus x bar whole square divided by summation fi. Okay, now here I have already, sorry, under root is not there for variance. So while describing the expectation, I have already explained you that summation fi can be considered as your total number of cases in the sample space. Okay, so this is nothing but my sample space. Okay, now for particular xi value, its corresponding frequency can denote what? Can denote the particular favorable cases for that particular xi. So if I talk about one xi value, the favorable cases divided by the total number of cases will be nothing but your probability. So that I can write this quantity as summation of xi as the same. In place of x bar, I'll use expectation, and again this is same. Now this quantity I'll just substitute it for probability of x equal to xi. Okay.